It's Jen from the College Place, Oregon, and today for the class of 2023, we're going to talk about colleges that are still accepting applications. So sometimes you get to a point in your senior year and you're like, I don't want to go to any of the colleges that have accepted me. Or you get to a point in your senior year where like, oh, we're supposed to apply if you want to go to college next year. Whatever the case may be, you can get to spring of your senior year and you haven't found a place yet. And it could be that, you've done all your college applications and you're nervous. Could be you haven't done anything. But what we're going to talk about today is something called rolling admissions. So there are two ways to do college admissions. The first one is that students apply by a deadline, and then the admissions office reviews everybody all at the same time. Then they make their decisions and they announce whether or not you've been admitted, deferred, or denied all at the same time. So it's a lot of work. It happens within a couple of months, and it's kind of all hands on deck. Then there are colleges that practice what we call rolling admissions. And instead of comparing everybody to everyone in the entire application pool, what these colleges do, and universities, is they look to make sure that you're a good fit for the college and that you'll be successful there. And so they will review your application as it comes in, as you submit it. So there's not a deadline right away. There might be a deadline a few weeks before school starts, but there's not an immediate deadline and then it's cut off. So you can apply to rolling admission schools almost right until the term or semester starts. So what we're going to do today, we're going to review some of the rolling admissions institutions here in Oregon. And I'm going to start actually with some of our private independent colleges. There's a belief that somehow private colleges, don't participate in rolling admissions, but they do. And so I'm going to show you off just a little bit. So we're going to start with the stuff off my screen so I can see where we are. We're going to start with Pacific University. They are located in Forest Grove, Oregon, and they have some applications deadlines, but you can see right here that after January 15th, they switch from looking at everybody in a batch to looking at students as they come in. So they go from having a deadline and kind of doing batch admissions to now they're going to be doing rolling admissions. So they will look at you and they'll say, oh, Jen is just what we need. And I think Jen's going to fit in really well here. Or they'll say, wow, Jen's a great student, great person. We'd love to have her on campus, but she's just not quite what we need for next fall. So they kind of have the best of both worlds that way. If you're still interested in Pacific, you have time to apply, and I would really encourage you to do so. I'm getting a note that my internet's a little unstable, so I'm going to stop my video really quick. There we go, and hopefully that'll keep me from having any more internet issues. Next, I'm going to have us look at George Fox University. They're in Newberg, Oregon, and they make this as easy as they can. Applications free and online. You send in your transcripts. It takes you less than 15 minutes. So, and here's our important dates. So you can see they have a priority decision application deadline, but anything after February 1st is going to be reviewed again on that rolling basis. So if you've been meaning to apply, if George Fox is one of the schools that's really at the top of your list, you just haven't done it yet, you still have time. It's going to take you 15 minutes. I love that they're really pushing how easy it is to apply, and then get that on your way. With any of these schools with the rolling admissions deadline, if you're interested in actually attending, not only will you need to complete the admissions application, but you'll need to make sure that your FAFSA or your ORSA lists the school. So if you've already submitted your FAFSA and you're like, hey, Pacific sounded great, you'd have to go in and update your FAFSA to include Pacific on your list of schools. And the same thing with your ORSA. If you're an ORSA student instead of a FAFSA student, you'll go in and you'll say, oh, I want to apply to George Fox, do the admissions applications, and then we'll go and update your ORSA. And remember, you do one or the other, FAFSA or ORSA. All right, next is Linfield University. Now, I used to work here way back when it was Linfield College. And as you can see, we've got priority application deadlines. So here for fall, that priority is August 10th. So that means that you can apply via rolling admissions all the way up until August 10th. At that point, they're probably going to say, we just don't have enough time to get all of your paperwork in order to start in the fall. They maybe would have you start for their winter term. But you can definitely see that Linfield is a rolling admissions university. They've got some wonderful programs, really amazing campus. It's twice the size it was when I worked there. Just a lot of good things going for it. All right, next we're going to look at Corbin, and I should say Linfield's in McMinnville. Corbin's up in the Salem area. They are just east of I-5. So you can see that they do have admissions deadlines, but then they have, for early admissions, they had a deadline on March 1st, but then they have an application deadline of June 1st. So again, even if you've missed that early admissions deadline, you can still apply by the June 1st deadline and start at Corbin in the fall. So those are our private independent colleges and universities, and there are many more. I just pulled these 4 because they're in Oregon. They're all located fairly close to each other. They're all kind of in that mid-Willamette, upper Willamette Valley kind of geographic area. But I think what's important to know is that our 4-year public universities also have rolling admissions for many of them. Now, some of our 4-year publics, such as Oregon State and University of Oregon, do have deadlines and don't do rolling admissions. Although if you're really desiring to attend one of the two and there has been something going on, if you've got any extenuating circumstances, I would really encourage you to reach out to an admissions counselor at Oregon State or University of Oregon and let them know what's going on and ask if you can submit, now. But if you're like, that's just way too much, Jen, I just want to apply where I know the applications are actually open, I don't want to have to email or talk on the phone to anybody, then I've got several options for you to choose from. The first one is Portland State University, up north in Portland, Oregon. And it says it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks for an admissions decision, which is really, really wonderful. So you could apply now, and then in a month and a half, you'll know whether or not you're accepted. So, and we are looking at fall of 2023, and the application deadline, the drop dead deadline, would be August 1st of this summer. You would need to get all of your documents in by August 5th. Obviously, please don't wait this long, but do know that if something changes in your plans this summer, Portland State has a really late deadline for that fall term. So just kind of keep that in mind. Western Oregon, which is located in Monmouth, fairly near to Salem, it's just to the west. They are a rolling admissions university. They're really, really well known for their education program, for their criminal justice program. They are also similar to Linfield College, really a university that has, they've really tried to get that federal Hispanic serving institution designation. So both Linfield and Western, and we'll look at Chemeketa and Salem in just a moment. Not only do they have Spanish speaking admissions counselors, they also have Spanish speaking financial aid counselors. So this is just an excellent university, especially if you're first generation and a little worried about it. It's a lot smaller than the other public universities, so it feels a little bit more like home, and they make a great effort. I'm biased. One of my daughters graduated from Western in June of 2022, so I am a little bit biased there. So you can see they've got rolling admissions. Even though their priority deadline was January 15th, you can see they're going to let you know within 2 weeks of your application whether or not you're admitted. So that's pretty wonderful. And we're going to hit all the compass points. We've hit Portland State to the north, Western Oregon to the west, Southern Oregon to the south. Southern Oregon is in Ashland, Oregon, which is just north of the California border. So this is the southernmost college or university that you can attend in Oregon. They are really well known for a lot of different majors, and they are right near the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in Ashland. So oftentimes students will go here if they're particularly interested in theater. So you can see here, they've got rolling admissions. It's going to take them between 2 and 3 weeks. So again, a really, really excellent prospect. Again, like Western, they're a little bit on the smaller side. So it feels, it doesn't feel as vast as Portland State or University of Oregon might feel. It definitely feels like a small school in a small town, and a really, really good sense of community. And then last on our admissions compass, we're going to look at Eastern Oregon University. There actually is a community college located further east than Eastern Oregon. So they are not the easternmost college or university here in the state, but they are absolutely fantastic. They're located in the Grand Oregon, which is incredibly scenic. You're kind of nestled between 2 mountain ranges there. And you can see that their deadline for fall of 2023 is September 18th. So they are really, really, really willing to work with you on a rolling basis, get your application in, and they will get right back to you. So again, Portland State, Western Oregon, Southern Oregon, and Eastern Oregon are all public, four-year public universities in the state of Oregon. All right, and then lastly, one thing that you may or may not know about our community colleges is that they are all rolling admissions. So I'm just pulled the top 3 right here. Well, top 3 for me because I'm geographically located up in Clackamas County. But Portland Community College is the community college that serves a lot of the Portland area. So you apply online. That takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes. You do not need at that point to turn in a transcript. If they need a high school transcript from you, they will ask that from you prior to letting you take your first class. So it's a really, really easy application. If you've done dual credit, you're still going to be considered a first-time college student when you apply. And then when you turn in your high school transcript, at that point, we'll notice that you have dual credit on your transcript, and we'll get official transcripts from whatever college or university you received dual credit from when you were in high school. Now, Mount Hood Community College serves the other half, or the other third probably, of the Portland area. And again, open entry general admissions. They're also rolling admissions. So, and they make the distinction here that they don't guarantee entrance to a program. So even though a school is rolling admissions, which means that they consider you as you come, or they're open entry, which means that everybody is allowed to attend, if there are special programs. And these are usually things like nursing comes to mind, any of those healthcare professions. Let's see, you can see what else we've got here for Mount Hood, since it's right on their website. Yeah, okay, automotive, I thought so. So automotive, and then machine manufacturing and technology. So you still need to apply to those. They're competitive to get into. But I would really encourage you, if you're interested at all, go ahead, make that first admissions application, and then you can come in here and kind of click through and find out what you need to do for these restricted entry programs. So nursing, natural resources, technology. Then lastly, I pulled up Schmeketa. They are in the Salem area. They are also a Hispanic serving institution. And so what you do, attending Schmeketa, it's really easy. You pull up, where is, just follow the application process. Okay, so here you're just going to click on this. And you're going to say, I'm a new student, first time in college. They're going to take you right to the first time college student page. You can see that they are very well equipped for folks who speak Spanish as their primary language or their preferred language. And so we see here that if you want to attend in the fall, you would need to apply by August 1st. So that's not an exhaustive list of colleges and universities that offer rolling admissions or that are still accepting admissions, but it's a sample for us. It's a very, very Oregon-centric sample. And, it's probably even a Willamette Valley-centric sample, but know that your community colleges, and for the most part, most of your public four-year universities, again, with the exception of our two flagships, Oregon State and University of Oregon, do operate on a rolling admissions basis. If you are interested in admissions to a college or university outside of Oregon and you want some help, just go ahead, shoot me, respond to my text messages, give me a quick text back, and we will do what we can to help out. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed the great weather. I'm going to record this. I will post it onto our Google site, and then I will text you and let you know that it's there. Again, if you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to get in touch with me. That's my job. I will see you next week.